Live but unpublished or live?
It is live. It gets published straight away.
So even now the test?
Yes, yes, we will. Hey everyone, just testing. I hope you guys can listen. If you can, please let us know if everything is all clear.
I'll use the computer.
Yeah. So we will be escaping this tank, and I'm just testing it that everything is all clear. Let us know if you guys can listen. All right, guys can listen, and yeah, Anthony, you can see here. See?
Nice.
Good. Yes, some thanks for letting us know, guys. Yeah, we're just testing other few things, getting our Aquascape material ready, and we will be starting around 11 o'clock. So see you guys soon. Yeah, Anthony, you can switch off and have a check.
Can you hear me, guys, as well? Is it still clear? Much background noise? Better? Worse?
Your session. Yeah. So can you guys listen both of us, Anthony and myself?
Testing. Is it all good if we both talk? You can hear us both clearly.
This one, not growing, but all this like this. We have to trim it already a couple of times. Yeah, so we have to trim all this. Therefore, this one, I can cut them
Yeah.
but it looks like the tops are very
Testing, testing.
It's the color like it's
Hi guys, it's Jag from Jag Aquatics, and welcome back to my channel. And we are here at Aquarium with Mr. Billy from Aquastic and Anthony from Jag Aquatics and Dalua. And we will be doing live Aquascape. So this is the thing that we're going to do, 2-4 tank by 45 by 45. And we will be scaping it for the Brazilian style Aquascape, and using Seiryu rocks and a lot of stems and vibrant stem plants. And also I will be going through different techniques, how to scape. Plus we have a big promotion and a discount that's part of this live feed. We will reveal that in the around in a couple of hours time. And but if you can make to the store, Aquaristic store, you can see this, you can see us face to face and also get some cool discounts. So also I want to quickly introduce why we are doing this whole series is because I'm passionate about aquascaping, and with Anthony from Dalua and Jag Aquatics, we will be doing a lot of different live feeds. If during a feed you can't listen us, or there are some issues, or you have any questions, please do put it in the chat section. Anthony is on the camera and in the chat area, so he will let me know his questions, and I'm more than happy to answer. I know I will be focusing on the escape, so it will be 2 to 3 hours. We'll do escaping. We'll do the planting. We will discuss all the fertilizers. We will discuss Dalua lights. So there's a lot to happen in the next 3 to 4 hours. But do keep commenting, and if you have any questions. So without any further delays, I will start on it and go through the whole process. Thanks, guys. So I am using master soil for this scape. It's pretty good, this soil, because it doesn't have a crazy amount of nutrients in it, and it's perfect for any type of scaper, whether you're a pro or you're a beginner. I really like it because it doesn't break. It doesn't break down, and also very easy to use, especially in the start of the tank. You don't need to change a lot of water when you set up a tank. So it's a perfect soil to use. So we'll start with this first, and I will try to build up a nice slope so that I can start placing the rocks. Oh shit. Okay. Look. You have something to a little bit of a soil there. It will come on the feet. So yeah. Yeah, just give me that. Just give potato. Did we ask that you can confirm they can listen? Like before they can. I mean, now they can't, obviously.
Just confirming the sound is all good, guys.
You can unmute. Oh, I'm unmuted. Cool. So I'm using here master soil powder because the thickness of the diameter of the grain is pretty good, and that's what I like to use most of the time with master soil. You can use the normal silos at the bottom if you want to. All right. So next I'm gonna put some white sand in the front because that will be the front part and start building layers. So basically what happens in the Brazilian style, you have different layers on the left and right side, and that will be with the Seiryu rocks. So we'll start doing that next. So just a blob of white sand. You can use any type of sand, it doesn't matter, whichever you have. This is the one that's available at Aquaristic as of now. Just a bit of it, and I know it will get mixed up with the soil at the back, but that's not a big deal. So we'll just have this. So what I'm trying to do there is I will create a bit of a contrasting space here, and there will be a path that will go from here all the way there. That's the idea. We will build the slope on the left and right side, as you guys can see. And I will also use the glue to make sure that these rocks don't move. So show you how that is being done. So for this particular rock here, because eventually once you fill in water or you do the maintenance, these will move or they tend to move. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a tissue. So tissue and Jag Aquatics glue, you can use that easily. And with a tweezer, just put that in there in place like that. And after that, just put a bit of glue on top of it, and it will make a reaction and it will make a plastic joint there. It's pretty strong. Just hold it for a few seconds. And I'm not sure in the camera you can see the fumes, but I can see some fumes coming out. And after that, it will be a pretty solid joint. See, there you go. So that way, the structure will be pretty solid when we fill the water. So I will start placing all the rocks here. And again, guys, if you have any questions, just pop in the in the chat section, and I will answer you guys. So I will just unmute for some time and do all the escape, and then come back to you guys again. So yeah, just mute it. So I will go through and do some design, and come back again.
Just a question, Jack,
Yes, mate.
from Goody. Do you usually crush lava rock in the bag to elevate the soil?
Yes, you can use that. Um, so the question that Budhi is asking that do I really use or can we really use the crushed lava rocks to build up the base? Yes, that's a very good idea. But with what happened here is obviously we have master soil available only. We don't have the crushed lava here. But if you have, that will be the best choice. It will keep the aeration happening under the substrate. But also what I found with master soil, especially using the normal grain. It's quite big in size and it doesn't crush for a longer period. So you can utilize that. But because these scapes are redone pretty much in a year's time, we can again redo it. So for the longevity, we don't need to really use the lava for this scape. But that's the best thing to use if you have one to elevate the levels of the substrate. Okay, hope that answers the question. And also you can utilize any some other form of gravel. You can put the lava rocks in the bags, then put it at the back to create that elevator levels.
Maybe you need more rocks. I've got the band here.
Yeah, might if I can have smaller rocks, that would be awesome. So guys, what I'm doing here is that at the back, I want to kind of block these holes so I can lift even substrate even more. And my whole intention gonna be that it doesn't soil doesn't come too much in the front. Even though some comes, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal because eventually most of this substrate or the area will be covered with plants. And when we do maintenance, we can get rid of some of the soil if it pops over in the front, right? So yeah, that's next step that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep building up the layers. So in a Brazilian scape, build up the rails. So bigger rocks in the front and smaller at the back, and the path will go again this side. So you will see how I build layers, and then we will show the top view also. And the whole intention is that think of the plants. Plants gonna be planted here, here, and same this side. And there will be some plants here in the front. So I will put more detail as we create this scape. And again, I'm gonna use glue to make sure that these rocks are all secure, that I'm attaching with each other. I'm just making sure that these rocks don't move out of its place. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, yours.
So here again, you can see there is a bit of a place from where soil is coming out, and all these small rocks will also add to the detail. So it will add to the detail of the scape in the front, and plus block that area. Hey, buddy, how are you? Good, man. Thanks, mate. Awesome. So there you can see the fumes coming out and the reaction is happening. So it's pretty solid after that. Not gonna move. can have this fun chat with Kevin. Now that's not me, Jagdeep again, right? So, but there are many in India. Where's Mr. Anthony Ray, man? He didn't reach here. So guys, remember again, in a couple of hours, Mr. Billy gonna give us very nice 15% 15% discount. 50% will be awesome. Yeah, it's from me. It's from me, but Aquaristic will give every product. So do join us here in the shop. Already shop is pretty busy.
Yeah, we sell everything on Jack. You want to watch his shirt? We'll auction him at the end.
Yeah, this is 60, 45 by 45. Yeah.
This is the old water bottle. Okay, for 18. Okay. And then now replaced with 60 by 55. So a little bit even better. That's my favorite size because it doesn't take up too much room, but when you actually stay, you can roll.
So you can see here how I'm building layers. So this is layer 1, layer 2, and this is on the right side, layer 1 and layer 2. So we will be planting everything here and here. So I will go back. So as we go back, I will even put more soil. So soil will be till here, till at this point. That's my target. But I need to glue all these rocks and then add the soil.
Pretty rare. I haven't seen it around. I got it from Jack's auction. Jack's auction. Yeah. It's got a lot of nice stuff. You always sell all the best stuff. That's it.
All the nice stones on your tank now, Jack.
Sorry? Sorry?
All the nice stones all here. There's nothing good at the back. Don't worry.
You see how things change. Fuck. Yeah.
I'm not fertilizer like it's always after lunch. It's our lunch. Normally we have stacks. Yeah. What this one? We have like boxes. Remember the one? Yeah. See how we go with Now when you find out everything so far it's looking for open set. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see? Oh, yeah, you can see.
Yeah. But I said
You can see it all clear. Right. They have to look at the tank.
No, the number drop. See, it's only the picture. Are these a fresh water? Yeah. That's to stop the soil from rolling.
Yes, yeah. So I'm using all those small rocks on the sides with the. I'm gonna glue them also, for the soil. I mean, there are other ways you can use. You can either use a cotton. You can get a filter cotton, so you can put that in. Use a glue. There are a few other ways, but I like to use some small stones, more natural look. Whatever you have available, you can use that. And he, sorry. Oh, make his life harder. All stems. Really have to work hard then. No more boost tanks or fern tanks. All the Rotalas, yeah. Man, nowadays craze, right? All red plants. Everyone want red. So also, if this glue touches the tank, right? So a lot of people think that it will destroy the glass. Now it can peel off really easy.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
So keep the glass.
It's okay. See, our focus is here to create a best scape, right? So whichever way we create it, as long as it doesn't damage the tank or the fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know these rocks will affect water quality or water, the hardness.
Yeah.
But as long as we can put a fish which is okay in that parameters, then it's all good. But do take care of that. So Anthony is just putting in the Dalua Nano lights, which we'll be using on these tanks. They are really high-end, good lights with the best lens. So Anthony will go through through complete features of these lights once it's all set up, and that's what we'll be using. So 2 of them on this tank. So I will be adding a bit more soil again at the back to lift up more. Yeah, just give me one second.
Yeah, here's a good question for you
Yeah.
from Booty again. How do you define Brazilian style aquascaping?
Right. Yes, I will. So the question from Budi is how you define a Brazilian style aquascape. I in the start of the video I did mention that. I will mention again that Brazilian style mostly have dominated by rocks. So most of the scapes Brazilian style I seen they use Seiryu rocks, but mainly it's hardscape is rocks and a lot of vibrant stem plants. Like throughout its stem plant, they don't use moss, mostly type of rotalas, and create a lot of different colors. So that's what we're gonna do is we will use Rotala blood red at the back. We will back or the middle we'll decide Rotala green to get a lot of colors and some small plants here with some Japanese hair grass, but mainly dominated with vibrant colors and rocks. So no driftwood in there, right? I mean, that's my understanding, and because and also this obviously made famous by Brazilian aquascapers. They started to do that way. They picked up Iwagumi style, converted into a stem plants, and because Iwagumi have a lot of minimalistic style, where they only use rocks and moss, but they use stem plants. Sorry.
It's a marriage between
Yeah, you can say Iwagumi and Dutch. Yeah, marriage between that. So here you can see, I think in the video you can see how the soil is quite lifted now, and that's the main structure, right? That's holding it all in. And same thing I'm gonna do it here. And also you have to plan with the plants in your mind. A lot of Indonesian style of scaping that we do. In an Indo style, a lot of hardscapes is used. I mean, that's one of my favorite, and I did a lot of, high end and a lot of detail in hardscape. But that's not what nowadays ADA wants. So like ADA, in the ADA comp, one thing that we learned is they're tending back to more natural style. And really high end 3D hardscape is kind of going down. And I think that's good because we're trying to create a natural environment for the fish. And I think Brazilian stands kind of in the middle. It's not fully natural. It still have a dominant hardscape, but it still have quite a big 50% of the plants in it. But if someone wants to grow a lot of stem plants, I think go with Brazilian style of scaping. You want to put anything on the lights?
Yes.
Okay, you can do that.
I don't know how it's going to turn out. Well, is it actually Garcia in there? Yes, that's next one. I really like the combination. You take the leaves and the leaves. Yeah. As well. They just use more staff and all that stuff. I think that looks more natural. That's how my.
Nice.
Might actually be not bright.
Yeah.
It might be too bright with the lights. We might leave them off for now.
Yeah.
Bright, a bit bright. Yeah. You see how this.
Yeah, I think that's a bit bright. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll turn it on the afternoon.
Yeah.
So what's going through your mind when you're placing the rocks? The position,
Yeah, the
inspirations, what's for lunch?
what's for lunch? Now, I mean, like, okay, when I'm placing this, right? So what I'm thinking is that where the water level gonna be. So especially when I'm placing the back rocks, I know water level will be somewhere here, and I want my stem plants to, when I trim it, they will be sitting here. So I want some rocks which are sitting about this level. So if I'm thinking that, according to me, this rock should be a little bit bigger, right? So that it creates nice layer. And also, if you see the front rock is quite dominant, it's far bigger than the back rocks. And it has a lot of nice textures. So that's what I want to create, this area where fish can just come in, or it's a bit of contrasting area. And path goes from here and all the way back. So I will lift it up. So there will be white sand all the way here and finish till here, right? So I will add some rocks. I will add another layer here again, and between the layer we have this much, like 7 centimeter gap where you can put all the plants in. So certain rocks will get covered, so it will look like there are too many rocks eventually, but they will get covered. So I'm taking care of that too. Like 20-30% gonna rocks gonna get covered easily, so that way it will look more natural eventually, right? If you see the okay, so the rock at the left, so I'm gonna build even more soil behind it, right? So it will all come from. Now this tank is really a bit unique. Because normally a 2 foot tank will finish at 30 centimeter. So where I put that rock, it's kind of finishing there. But now here we have to lift it all the way back. So that's a different tank size, different challenges. And that's why this left rock that I'm putting in. So if we get rid of that, there are two ways I can put it. I can put it here. I think that's better, because that way I can have a stem plants here and then another one at the back. It still gives me that height, right? So the which I'm looking for.
Have you had much experience with weeping moss?
I haven't used weeping moss in my scapes yet, but I did grow all the mosses, and I think weeping moss is pretty good because it droops down. I think it's just one of the best moss if we can find a true weeping moss in Australia. I always find it hard because people do sell it. Even on my group, I got a couple of times, but it's not a true weeping. They call it maybe native weeping. There's another one also going around. But yeah, it's a beautiful moss to be used in scape. I think one of the best. Weeping moss and the Christmas moss. Really like them.
And in a Brazilian style aquascape, does driftwood count as hardscape?
According to me, it's just rocks. I know someone did. I was reading one of the blog where they said, where they showed a driftwood scape as with a lot of stem plants as a Brazilian. I don't think so. Brazilian is more to do with rocks and stem plants. No driftwood there.
Thank you. All right, how are you guys? What's your favorite style?
Oh, it's very hard to say actually. I did a lot of Brazilian style till now. I think if I go for a live comp like what happened in Melbourne, I will focus on rocks. I think that's what everyone said after I won it, that everyone focus on rocks. But I think rocks, the easiest part is the driftwood can float. You can go with driftwood, but you have to secure it with the glue. At that time, I didn't glue anything actually. After that, I learned that glue is actually make your life easier. So yes, Rockscape is my favorite, but in my future comps, I'm trying to do with the driftwood. I like driftwood. It's more challenging in a different way because, and first of all, you have to mature that scape. It needs 6 to 8 months. This scape is much easier to mature. Driftwood changes color from the light yellow to a golden color to the brown. So. I mean, till now, I would still say Rockscape is where I like it, or which is much easier or come naturally to me. But again, saying that driftwood is what I want to master more. So here, what I'm doing is, so we have a gap here which doesn't, obviously this rock doesn't flow. So what I'm trying to do is fill that gap up so it looks like the design of the Rockscape is flowing nicely, and also so that I can glue it nicely, and this rock, the last rock, is stable. See, moreover with scaping, what I like is that you keep challenging yourself. It's not that one style you master it and it's much easier because you start seeing things that this is how it's going to flow. But if you really want to learn it, I mean, learn from everyone, whether they are winners or whether it's a person who is learning. They all have different way to see things. If you can learn from everyone, then it will help.
Sorry, Jack.
Yes.
Which would you consider true looping moss?
Yeah, this one is more of a yes. So, So anything that's drooping down is and then it's you can see it's dropping pretty much, almost. I mean, none of these strands are standing there, so like all the way down, right? So yeah, that's the right one. You can share that image here. Where are you gonna put the filter? Huh? Filter can come in here, the pipes? Left or right?
Left.
Yeah. Yeah, because your stem plant is gonna be up to that rack, and I think, yeah. So I just put more detail now. What's the
Really good. I know you sell them. It saves people
from breaking it? Yeah.
Yes. You tried bashing in the they do have, I mean, we normally stop on the black ones, we don't have the yeah. But this stuff still comes in the normal one. Okay. Very fine difference because it's small. Yeah. You get like a really black. Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah.
I'm adding a bit more detail to the escape. So detail is necessary. It tells you that basically what happens whenever people do escape, they they only use 7 or 8 rocks, and no natural scene is made up of 7 or 8 rocks. The more smaller rocks you use in the front, it helps to give that detail, which is missing. And you can get at Aquaristic these small packs for these Seiryu rocks, which are pretty cheap, and you can just utilize it. And you can even place them randomly; it still works. But I do like to place in a way that the design flows. So if you can see here, the whole design is flowing this way. If you are looking at the right, and in this direction is from left to right. So your small rocks should face that direction. In any kind of stream or a river, things flow in a certain way, right? So they will shape up those rocks. So that's the whole intention here, that we shape it up accordingly. So you can see here. And again, it's creating that depth, right, that you really want to see. And these rocks, even if they move, it doesn't matter. I just place them like that. Okay.
That's a good one to go up. So, here's the way you get the first side. This is the only one. They sold the tank size again, Jag? 60
by 45 by 45. So it's a bit higher than the standard 2-foot tank. 2-foot tank finishes here. That's why I have to build up the back pretty high for this tank. But once we plant a stem plant, the stem plants will all the way they will be trimmed at this angle, so it will look really nice. But because of this size, it also helps us to give it quite a nice depth. So as it keep growing back, I'm keep lifting it up to give that extra depth to this scape.
Maybe a new place to have a bit of. Yeah, that's the point of it. Because you don't have quite a big goal.
So I'm using these small, really small rocks to put a bit more definition here. So just place them randomly everywhere. So I'm adding a little bit more soil here, and then I will be putting in white sand on top of it.
It's only because of what's happened recently. Like once all this stuff goes away, I'm fine. It's just
Okay, now we will add a bit more on the pot. So here we're gonna add all the path till the back. I will add some stones here all the way to give it a bit more definition.
So it doesn't matter if the sand and soil mix.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if sand and soil mix. I mean, lot of people used to grow plants in river sand, or they still grow. So it's a bit of mix can happen. What I do is that if it's too steep at the back, you can use a little bit glue on the top, just to keep the white on the sand, right? So you can use a bit of glue here. What normally happens, especially if you are preparing for your comps, at the end, soil will get mixed up, or it will have a bit of it will turn a bit yellow. So I would say 3 or 4 weeks before the taking a final shot, put a soil, so it still look natural. Yes, new soil. I mean new sand. New river sand, and after a few days it will still get a bit brown, so which is a good idea.
How long before you say?
I would say 3 to 4 weeks before that. Because I think when I did my last AD entry, what a lot of, from the other scapers or the guys who I look up to, I did ask them, why am I ranking here, or what do you think about the tank? And I think one of them said it looks too clean, right? It has to have a natural look, right? Worn out look, that it's a natural scape. So if you make it too clean, that's also wrong. It has to look natural, basically. Yeah.
We should do this every weekend. But we did sneak tanks. Next week we'll get you there, but the next week we'll get someone else up and coming.
That would be awesome, right? Everyone having fun. So which tank, Kevin, you keeping?
Sorry, what was that?
Which is the tank you keeping at home? What size?
I got a 90p.
Sorry?
Kmart. I got a 90p.
Okay.
It's a 90 by 45.
All right.
45, and then a Kmart tank.
Okay, that's nice.
No more rocks to sell.
Oh, I am thinking I'm using less. Really?
Go home. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, Jag, it still looks empty.
The more rocks there is, the less work for me.
See, I'm thinking about yourself.
But more water changes. Sorry. Oh, stems. Like, spending hours. Hi, how are you?
I'm almost done, Billy. We'll fill it up soon. Wait, oh, okay.
Promotion photo. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like this.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let me glue it now, and then we are done. So let me see in the camera how it looks. Not sure.
This one's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's perfect right now.
Yeah. No, this looks nice.
And actually, the other reason that's considered that is because the segment of smaller, the original meaning is that actually just means like protection balance.
All right, not any more rocks left, right? Nothing left.
Yes.
No, I mean, I have a quota, man. I can't finish all. Okay, done. Okay, Kevin, you approve it, then okay. I think it looks, depth is there, right? So
Yeah.
where I will just put a little bit more sand, and then should be okay.
That very back is perfect.
That on the right side.
Yeah. Gives it like sense.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah. So that's why using a bit more extra rock. So even if they hide, still But I think the small rocks near the path. So the tricky part is always these ones, because we need to, small ones to keep them unhidden.
How many kilos do you think of rocks are in here?
So what's that one box there is? I think
20 and the sack is 20.
we used two boxes, right?
You'll get the feel after that.
Okay.
We'll send it to
Oh, and just send to Anthony, you know that.
Send you the bill, don't worry. But yeah, if someone at home wanted to make something like this, and they would want to know how many kilos of rocks they should buy to get something like this. That's a Jag.
Yeah, I think we. Sorry, what you said?
The amount of rock you think 30 kilos?
Yeah, I think 20 to 30 kilo we used. 25 to 30, I would say. Yeah, because we used.
I think one box was 20, so
I think we used 1.5 box, right? Because there was a big rock in there. So if you take that out, 25 to 30 kilo. But again, this tank is where, the height is more than normal 2 foot. So depth is also more. So I would say 20 kilo rocks for 2 foot tank should be enough.
It's deceiving, right? It doesn't look like it's 30 kilos.
that's the thing, like a lot of people when they see it, they think they're buying a lot, but by the time they start putting it in, right up here. But also, I think it's smart because it's using a lot of times.
Yeah.
But actually, it's not as heavy as
Yes.
it's only like the older pieces, the rest are all like medium, like less than you can set that size.
So yeah, Billy, in 15 minutes we can fill it up.
Can someone bring me the hose?
Are you planting today as well?
Yes, now after this planting. No rest, man. We finish it off.
You don't have the Nano. I think it's not the
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Mr. Billy, you have any hammer? Can we break it even further? Small piece. So you're gonna try to break it into even small piece for final detail in the front, and then we done. Awesome, buddy. Very nice. Thank you. So we're just adding extra detail here. So you can crush these rocks with the hammer and add them in. So really small detail in the front. All right, Mr. Lee, done. Okay. All right. Once we plant it, then it will get some. All right, next guys, we're gonna fill it up. So we will fill it up really slow, and then we will do the planting. So after planting, you will see that, the layers that we created, they will come up, and how it will look. I think we're gonna add. So I'm just gonna add one more rock here. That will create 1 and 2 layers on the right side. All right. Sorry, Mike. All right, guys, we're just filling it up, and once it's filled, we'll plant it. And I'm gonna try to prepare all the plants to be planted. All right, that's good enough. Just mute it. All right, guys, we are filling this tank up, and while it's getting filled, I will go through the other tanks that is in the shop and how those tanks can utilize the Jag Aquatic different range. So we have Jag Aquatics Pro, Starter, Shrimp Safe, and Light. And these are different cameras here, different tanks here that can utilize those scapes. We will go through one by one, and so I'm gonna hold the camera, so it will be a bit shaky, but we will go through it. So the tank that is here, this is a big 6-footer K tank. It uses basically it's more of a very nice immersed and submerged setup. It have a lot of shrimps, a lot of bucket friendly anubis, and this tank is perfect to use the our complete shrimp safe because it's safe for shrimps, so it will never have a problem. It has enough fertilizers, it has enough nitrates and the micro and macro in it, which will be quite good for all these anubis and bucket friendly plants. It doesn't have too much nitrate in it, so it is low on nitrate, but right amount for micro elements and for all the other macros. So for this tank, perfect would be our shrimp safe. Now there's a tank on the left side. Now this one is again a very nice tank where we have stem plants at the back. So here we have our complete starter. So complete starter is quite a unique product, which it can be used on. It can be used on any type of tank, but it would be best where you have either no CO2, or if you are starting with a new scape, then you can utilize it. It can be dosed 4 times a week, and this type of tank is pretty good to use starter because it has some stem plants, it has bucket friendly, it has a mix of all the plants. So a very good example where starter can be utilized. It's more on leaner side, so its fertilizer is lean. By that I mean it will not overload your tank. And with all our fertilizer, we make sure that there's no mandatory water change after every week. But I would recommend 20 to 30% is good, especially if you're gonna use Pro with a lot of CO2 and highlight. You should change some water every week. It's just good to have that maintenance going on. But for this type of tank, complete starter is best. Obviously, we will have our scape that we are creating today is the high end highlight and a lot of CO2 in it. So plus there's a lot of stem plants. So we will be using Pro. Pro is our more concentrated version. Again, with Pro, you will hit all the right targets within 2 days. If you dose 2 days per week, within 1 to 2 weeks, you will hit the right dose. Now, the way we designed it, we are not really overloading the system, and it has the right ppms for nitrates, for npk, and for micro elements to use it. So if you are using a CO2 highlight and you have a lot of stem plants, Pro is the best one to utilize here. So that's what we're going to use in this tank. And on the left side, you have it's a biopod, which have a bit of aquarium area also. So for this type of tank, where you have a lot of moss and obese, you can utilize the light. So Jag Pro Light version, and again, light and shrimp safe are very similar products. The difference that you find between light and shrimp safe is that the copper quantity, or the copper ppms, they are quite low in the shrimp, and also we tweak the nitrates also in there. So if you're not keeping any shrimp, go with light, because that's perfect mix for all the anubis, bucket flandria, or any rhizome plants plus the moss. So hopefully that helps you, a bit of an idea on what kind of different pro range that we have. And on top of that, we have an advanced range. So if you really want to tweak the different elements, we have NPK, so nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and iron. So these are very helpful. So suppose if you are keeping a tank where you need high nitrates or high nitrogen, you can always add nitrogen to it. And these bottles are very good in value. So in the market, they're the best price right now. And it's all written there that how many ppms they will deliver if you add 5 ml per 100 liter. So if you want to tweak individual elements, or you want to add more, use our advanced range. And we are also coming with calcium and micro separately, so that will be released in next release. So hope this helps you guys to understand different range of Jag Aquatic fertilizers.
You have what? So this is Jag. Yeah, he's
Hey, Mike, how are you? Good, buddy.
and he's also an aquascaper. You have complete absolute patience, do you? Yeah, he just did that. He started probably half an hour ago.
Really?
And that's what he gets.
Half an hour? No, I mean, yeah, you can add.
Pretty much everything there, man. Oh my god. So you can hire you for your Yes, absolutely.
Anytime.
Brilliant.
No problems. You can auction me anything.
I don't have the patience whatsoever.
Now, and you're all welcome. That's not so. We will be planting it soon. So once we just filling the water slowly, and we will plant it all. So all
Oh my god.
neat and nice.
Because I watched all this on YouTube. I said, Jesus Christ, I have to be like Mother Mary of God to do that.
Well, he's for hire.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Mike.
So I've got like that. And one thing I do want is white market. Yeah, I want that to make famous. I hate dirt.
Yes. See, that's pretty much what it's done. All those rocks have been blue, so you don't have to do more.
That's what I'm saying. Then I was going to do I do an epidic thing? Because that way I can have lots of stuff going on and you get the dynamic shade and light. And then I was like, do you know the big conversation? Three of them.
Hello, Chris.
There's ones that looks good initially, but there's three will find brand new brand.
Thanks, Budhi, for loving the scape. Yeah, once we plant it, then we will see more layers of rocks more clearly, and then after that we will have a proper photo shoot in a couple of days. We still have a bit of, I think, light, quite a light in the shop, so maybe it's not super clear with the layers, but I think still everybody can see it nicely. And again, thanks guys for logging in today. We will be putting in a text for the promotion code, so make sure you keep watching.
So it depends on the style of the scape. This is called the Brazil scape, which is a lot of rocks. Eventually it's just going to be fast, so you have to trim. So that's that style. But if you like more civic space, do what I do here or there.
Yeah, it's kind of like
There's a bit more mystery in it.
Yeah.
Whereas this is more
in your
about
face.
plants.
Yeah.
Which is not really my style, but my style likes it. I hate it.
I'm Russell. This is what I was sort of what I was sort of this one was there, but I was like condensed that into a smaller version, and then had an island of a smaller version here and there, and make it medium. So it's got something like And the one thing I want to do is
So here are some of the plants. I will be using Rotala green. It's freshly trimmed from another tank, and Rotala blood red. So that will create a really nice contrast. So we'll be planting them soon.
and then laser it, and then just one thing I don't want to remove, so set it off for water, and then I saw how to do this. Watching
Also, what you can see here with the master soil, the water is crystal clear. If you fill it slow, the soil is super clear. And even if I touch this soil, even while it's in the tank, it's minimum dust in it, right? So I really like this soil. It doesn't break easily, and one of my favorite soil right now to use. And I can rescape it. I rescaped my home tank for third time using this soil, and I reuse pretty much the whole soil. So if you're going to rescape your tank quite a lot, I would recommend master soil, and very easy to handle. Now there's another soil, Neo soil, that Aquaristic sells. Again, very nice soil, but it's for people who really want a very rich substrate. So go with Neo, and if you want a substrate that's easy to handle with, start with, and also doesn't need a lot of water changes to initially set up, then go with master soil.
pure white is not a good idea. No, you always say that to me. Why? But every 2 weeks, I play white. Oh, so that's how you do it. Yeah, and then once they get to a certain thickness, oh, really?
I think Anthony, once the water is filled, we can switch on the lights because then, see now it's getting more clear, or the light intensity is pretty good now.
That is an easy thing. You have like a spatula, get it down, pull it back in, and all of a sudden just get for
Yeah, all right, leave it. Yeah, it's because of the sun from the left side. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can come to Aquaristic. We are here.
But with this one, I haven't really do a lot of work, especially I don't know how much work we want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You can choose the sugar white sand, if it's pure white that glows in your eye, every single drop you will see.
But I don't mind doing that sand sifting cycle stuff. Like you see with the marine sand.
Don't worry. Have a little bit of white area, but predominantly do a lot.
Remember how like in the marine tank I wanted to do that whole peninsula, how it was sitting up on an eddy, and you go underneath. That's how we got with everflights and plants going up everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But I watched David Attenborough last night, and I saw that pristine pond. I'm like, wow. It's in the middle of the
I'll
Amazon.
text you, Jack, later. You guys just
Anytime, Mike. Thank you.
this with him. He can do everything.
And you're like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Of course.
No, I think he's just trying to make your life easy. If you opt for white sand maintenance, yeah, definitely. You know, like you can see if like that tank is really clean, but this needs a bit of maintenance. But if you don't mind a little bit of natural, rundown of a soil or sand, then it's okay. But I mean, it depends on people. Some people say it's not annoying, for some it is. So Billy likes to be all perfectly clean.
The other one's like pristine.
Yes.
And then you've got these beautiful architectural
Yeah.
bits of wood coming up through and pristine, perfect, everyone sitting there. Almost like the bromeliads that sit flat. I don't know the ones that go up. So you have this correlation of vertical wood with horizontal plants.
Yeah.
Great splashes of green going through the water column.
That.
You might need to quit your job.
But what will happen is,
love to quit my job.
with the plants, what will happen? You will have less access to go down, right? To clean the sand.
But
So that's the only
that's one
problem.
thing that I wanted to do as well. I know I limited my tank's only to here, isn't it? That's here.
Your new tank?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 4 foot, right?
there. Yeah. I didn't want everything to the edge. I sort of wanted to keep it in the middle. I want nothing that touches the edges back.
Okay.
Side.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly in the middle, like it's an island refuge.
Can be done.
It can be done, definitely.
I still like to push it to the back so visually your tank looks a lot bigger.
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry, this is at the start. So I'll be like, oh, I have that bit of wood. And then fish I've gone from just geocatus to,
Some of the particles will float. I am just making sure that I make them sink. And I know they will touch our nice and neat white path, but that's okay. During the maintenance, we can pick up certain of this. We can suck out that soil and top it up again.
they're smart. They will pick each other down.
So there is this new.
So yeah, now showing up nicely. Now light is perfect for the thing.
You can choose red. So we are getting a supply.
Yeah, Nico, there is a discount. We will be putting in chat very soon. I will talk to Billy when he's available, and we will put it in the chat. We have a discount for today. We have this.
Now after
I will.
can you copy that?
I will ask.
No. Unless that's
Can we announce the discount for everyone who is waiting? Okay, we go for it, or and this is the code they can use.
yes.
So they can use it online. Okay. So guys, we'll put in the chat. There are two codes. One is Jag Aquatics and the other is Jag Complete. So there will be 15% discount on Jag Aquatics Master Soil, Aquarium Soil, Chihiros, and Tropical Fish Food. And then there's a Jag Complete discount, which is 10% on water box, CO2 art, OAC, which is a pre-order, ETA in 2 weeks. So solid products, very nice discount. Anthony will be putting in the chat section those codes, and you can order from Aquaristic website, or you can drop by in the store, talk to us, and you can buy products here too. So it's coming on the chat very soon.
Ryan asked if we're gonna use a filter on this tank.
Yeah. So Billy, what's our plan to use? Which filter are we going to use on this tank? We will use canister, but you want to use canister or canister? Okay. Most probably we'll use OAZ. Which model? Biomaster 250. Yeah, that's Billy's new favorite, so we're always gonna go with that. Okay, cool. So yeah, we will install that soon. You have. So we'll install once we planted everything, then we will install it. Yeah, I just opened. So yeah, you can see, guys, that Master Soil is super clean. Really love it. And if anyone is planning to set up a new aquascape, go with this soil. At the bottom, go with the normal, and on the top, you can go with the powder. If you don't want to use, you don't have a lava rocks, but if you want to lift your base, lava rocks, crushed lava rocks is the best choice. You can use at the bottom, and then you can put the soil on. And I will show when I do the planting. It's really easy to plant in this soil. It holds really well, and it also doesn't feel plasticky. Very natural looking soil. Overall grows the plant really well. Yeah. Yeah, you can trim the blood red from the right side to left. Yeah, that looks not bad. I should have enough. I think I will put the blood red at the back and green in the middle.
Sounds good. I thought we had more plants, but
that's okay, man. I think we have enough for the only thing I think.
So some HM there.
Yeah. Okay.
HM in pots. Lobelia if you
Yeah.
want the surgeon. And
Yeah.
those things.
Okay, I will just show you the plant if you can help me get that. So we'll use this Rotala Bonsai, but
Use the Macarena.
you want to use some hair grass? I think here, because I mean, I prefer not to use any stem that's gonna get really big.
Yeah.
I mean, especially bigger in size. It doesn't matter the bulk we have there. Yeah, this is better, I think. No worry, we can do another video in a couple of weeks. You know, first maintenance on me, and then you can handle.
Over 7 electric.
Yeah, that's nice. But okay, the only thing that you have to do is trim it all the time, and the new plant that comes in will be very nice. Yeah, we'll use that. Perfect.
I will prepare all the plants.
Okay.
What else? You want
Yeah.
to use melon?
No bellum. Yeah, we have Rotala green, Rotala blood red, Augustimum, bellum, um, Rotala bonsai. But this will get bigger.
Yeah.
They all will get bigger.
What is the green and butterfly?
All right, let's plant these 5 types, and we see what else we're gonna do. Yes, yeah, you can change them later. So yeah, what? Sorry.
Dindania variegated. You want that?
Yes, we can use that. Yeah. So we will be using Rotala Bonsai, one of the plants. Uh, Pogostemon rectus, very nice plant. We will use that. Really nice foliage. And for the foreground, we will use hair grass bellum, and in the background, we're gonna use Rotala blood red and Rotala green. So yeah, it's almost once this reaches up to 2/3 level, I will start planting. And we have heaps of Rotala green and Rotala red, and that's what we will be planting. So nice Rotala red there also. So we will be planting very soon. You're gonna help me plant?
I can if you want me to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
awesome.
Man. I don't know if you cross my.
Oh man, no problem. We'll have a bit of fun. Yeah, once this.
So you normally plant after full field.
I like to fill it all the way and then plant, because then I can see where the plant's gonna flow, and after that I will give it a trim also, so that little bit trim, so it has a nice shape from the start. But yeah, water is really clean. I mean, I really like master soil. Yeah, it's just that the soil sticks for some time.
Right.
It's more of I think it's a static thing, but it doesn't. Yeah, it will just fall off. But yeah, master soil is quite clean. Like there's no floating particle or anything compared to the other soils. So Billy, we have normal and powder now in master soil, right? And super powder. All right, good.
So powder is the same as Aquarium
Normal, yeah.
Aquarium powder is the same as.
So Aquario, the main difference is Aquario is much more fertile. It has especially in the first couple of weeks, you need to change water with Aquario, but with master soil, no. But again, if you want more kick in your fertilizer, Aquario is or even if you want the random size grains, the Aquario normal still have small grains in it. Master soil is quite uniform throughout. So master soil normal, I always find use it as a base. It has a quite thick grains. And then use powder on the top. It's perfect. Then it will aerate very nicely then. Yeah, now we can see nicely. Yeah, now the texture, everything is visible much better.
As the afternoon progresses,
Yeah.
it should be even better too.
Yeah.
It's good height for the scaping, and then as we
Exactly. Yeah. So once you plant the stem plants, they can grow it to nice height, and you can trim it nicely. So yeah, Rotala green left and right, and this part here, little bit red in there. Because there will be a bit of an imperfection there, right? So we create that. So red here, all the way blood red, and again put a Lindonia species that the Rotala Bonsai, put that. And in the front we can put that Pogostemon erectus. That's a nice plant. And then put Japanese hair grass here on the top. Little bit here, little bit here. So that's just randomly around it. And I think that would do the job. And that will have a quite bright mixed color, and maybe later on we will add some other stem plants. Let's see how it grows, and if we need more vibrant colors we can add it. But I think red all focused in the middle area. Yeah. That's all good. Sorry?
3 o'clock. What time?
I think we will. So what's time it is now? 1. I think we should be done in planting with half an hour, and then half an hour to 45 minutes. I will do it pretty fast, and then maybe we'll just ask Billy to put a filter on, CO2 or filter, and that's it. So this is the Bellum Mini, or the hair grass mini that many say. You can, I mean, it's available at Aquaristic. They grow their own Bellum plant. So we will plant that. So this doesn't grow too tall. It's a mini type, and I will plant it in between the rocks around the path on the right side. It will need a maintenance because it will grow really fast, and so you have to uproot it to keep it clean. So keep it under control. But we'll start with a bit of planting, so it's easier. So I will be planting in these areas. So it will really look nice, when it goes from here, and it will fall a little bit into these edges. So it will look really good. So yeah, we'll just divide it into small bunches, so it's easy to plant, and also they will grow really quick. We have also put the discount code already in the chat section, so if you want to buy, it's only for today. It's only for today, Billy, right? Or over the weekend? All right, until midnight Tuesday. So it's pretty good, 15% discount. Code is already there, so do use it. Get the benefit as much you want to buy from Mr. Billy's website. All right. So you should use tweezers for that. Obviously, with fingers, it's going to be really hard, right? So try to use tweezers for that. And again, you can grow this plant in your spare tank at home if you want, and whenever you are scaping, you can easily use from there. That's most of the hobbyists do that. Or if you want this plant to start with, it's available at Aquaristic also.
They got new lights, yeah. So that's the new magic aquatic lights.
Oh, I like the other one.
Nice. Yeah. See, this light will give you a little bit of that shimmer. You know, yeah, it's a bit of both things. They come in long as well, like 2 foot, yeah, with the legs on the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foot. Oh, it's different to this, yeah.
Is it the same as the marine? It's the same power, right? And it's strong.
Yeah.
Jag's going to use the same LEDs, but not as power. And it's
The combo ray style. Right. That one is a self-cooling, no fan.
yes, yeah. But you still have an app as well, same Wi-Fi app that we're about to release. So you can group them with
Silicon
that's what's called. So you warranty, and you can have it, across the same, like the other lights, as opposed to.
So next plant that we're going to put is Pogostemon erectus, really nice fine leaves, and we will plant it here. So Rotala blood red will come on this side, so nice contrast there. All right, I will be planting Rotala green at the back first, and then we will plant the Rotala blood red. Yes. So, I mean, this is quite big bunch, but normally, always pick up a odd number, 3 to 5 stems together. But if I have quite a lot like that, it doesn't matter because I will trim them also after that. I mean, I know mostly when we buy from group, snails come in. I don't mind snails in my tank, but a lot of other people do. So either you can keep Pakistani loach or some fish that will eat. But for me, snails not a big deal. It's part of the nature. So as long as they don't, totally invest your tank and, they are everywhere, then it's all good. So yeah, planted on the right side, and same thing I will do on the left. So do plant it really heavy, because if even if you are using neo soil, master soil, any other radius soil, they are all fertile soil. So if you plant heavily, you will get less algae issues. And once you plant it, in a couple of days, do change the water. Um, I mean, I basically change anywhere 50 to 60%. I start dosing fertilizers. If I'm using master soil, I will use fertilizers straight away. If a neo soil, I will wait a couple of weeks because it's quite rich in nutrients.
Enjoy the rain.
Have a go.
So I will do a trim after that to make it all neat and follow the curves of the rocks.
Do you siphon for water changes, Jag, and just the surface, or do you siphon the sand?
Okay, the question is that do I siphon the sand? No, I don't siphon the sand or the substrate, but the way, I mean, not with a normal siphoning tube. But what you can do is, suppose there's a bit of mulm or a bit of dirt that built in, so you can use a very thin, like a CO2 tubing. You can use that. You can suck up all that dirt, and after that you can just top up with a new sand. That's what I normally do. But normally I don't. I just disturb it a little bit. Because once you disturb it while sucking, you disturb sand a little bit, all the dirt comes out. Uh, so yeah, you don't need to do a big siphoning anyway. So that's the blood red. It's a really nice, vibrant color plant, and it also, even under the high nitrates, it will still grow really nice red. If you bring your nitrate levels around 5 to 10, or even below 5, it really turns blood red or very pinkish red. And that's what the craze been nowadays. That a lot of people run when they say they are running a lean fertilizer. What they do is, in the water column, the fertilizers are quite lean, but they have a lot of substrate-based fertilizers. So the tank never runs out of fertilizers. So same with what we done is, if you want to run your tank lean, or if you have root tabs, best is you use Jag Aquatic starter or light, and your nitrates, or use root tabs from in the substrate to give extra nitrate from there. So your tank should never get too lean on fertilizer, otherwise plants will suffer. I know a lot of people say that they can change shape of leaves or color of leaves by limiting the fertilizer, which is good, but in longer run it's not a good idea, because plant is stressed and suffering. So I am mixing up here the Rotala red with the Rotala green, so that it can have a nice contrast. So I will add only a little bit here and a bit here, but then we will add more on this side.
Do you like any particular test kit, Jag?
See, I do use the cheapest available. I think it's a API one. But why I like it, because there you can check nitrate levels of 5 ppm. Sera one do up to only 10. So I think if you want to run your tank from 5 to 10 ppm, API is not bad. But with all the test kits, you have a kind of a estimation. I don't think so. They're super accurate. If you want to really be accurate, then get the digital henna kits. They are. I mean, they are obviously expensive, but they are pretty accurate then.
When he was a kid, his mom, he made us something. One day, said never bring your kid to my house again. And he's like, yeah, I never heard that. It's like, yeah. Yeah. I think.
So I will use Rotala Bonsai. It's a again, it's a beautiful looking plant. It's more for this contrasting leaves. It does turn a little bit yellowish green in highlight, but very nice plant to use it in this kind of scape to give a bit of a contrasting shaped leaves. So I will use that. So I'm going to use that mostly here. So next to these, small plants. But what will happen is the guys needs to be, keep it trimmed all the time. So let's see. So that will create a bit of randomness because nature is not always perfectly lined up everything. So we're going to create a bit of randomness using this plant. And it's a really nice plant, and most probably we're going to use it in the front. No, that's it. We keep it running. Need it to be a little bit more full.
do you have a preferred low tech tank?
Yes. So if it's a okay, the question that came up is that do I have a preferred low tech tank? So I have actually a nano tank at home which is quite low tech. I'm just fertilizing it once a week with Jag Aquatics light, and what that tank has is Anubis, so some white Anubis, your flame moss, just a nice driftwood with a flame moss. Because flame moss grows straight up and again gives a very different texture, very different shape compared to the other plants. And I have Anubis in it, micro Java fern, Anubis, and I even grow there one of the Rotala, which doesn't turn up really nice red or anything, but it stays because of the low light, it grows a bit green, but it still survives. So in reality, stem plants should not be part of low tech. I would say use Java fern, either needle leaf or micro Java fern if it's a nano tank. A lot of Anubis, a lot of Buckefrandria. Boost is quite common nowadays. Use that and any kind of moss, right? And a lot of driftwood. It will give a very nice, nice touch to your tank with driftwood. So low tech tanks, I normally never tend to use rocks, more driftwood style. So Rotala Bonsai is available in these kind of bunches and at Aquaristic, really nice healthy plants. So if you want some, you can come here and get them. So I will just remove the rubber that's joining it and then plant it in a bunches of 3 to 5. So like this, you get them in. I do cut a little bit at the end just to make them, straight. So they will grow the roots and plant them like this. So you can see once you have planted it, all the layers are more visible. So there's 1, 2, and 3 layers. So 3 layers of stone, 3 layers of plants. So what that does, it gives a nice depth to the tank. And that's what Brazilian scaping is all about, layers of rocks and then layers of plants. There you go, Kevin. Before. So we want to plant them all the way here, right? Straight, yeah. I mean till that rock. So you can try it. I can remove it. I mean, I know you're more experienced. I will check with any of them. Any of you guys want to try on the planting? You used tweezer before? Okay, fine. You are experienced then. Oh no, then I don't need to teach you. So what sort of tank you have?
You can show him the.
That's okay. Yeah. Everyone starts from somewhere. So yeah, we have Kevin here helping me out with some of the plants.
I think he put too much
fertilizer.
Yeah.
Like the Monte Carlo or like melting.
Oh, it's burnt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what sort of fertilizer you put in there?
Lot standard.
I put one that you put.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you know any way that we can fix this? Do we have to take it out?
No, don't take it out. You just train. How new is this tank? Like 1 to 2 weeks?
No more than that. Show him the picture when they find.
So it's burnt, right? So
It is one, yeah. But I think he put too much.
see, okay, there are 2 ways. Oh, okay, understand. Yes. Okay, and you added the fertilizer tabs, and then okay. So what the fertilizer tab might be doing is that a lot of leaching is happening in the water, that is causing you. I mean, you can do the water changes to bring it down.
Okay.
If you put a lot of fertilizers in there, like that can do that.
So just change the water.
Yeah, just change the water every week. But check your nitrates level. That really it is causing that. That is the problem. So that's the only thing that you changed, like more fertilizer. That's the only thing that you put.
Cuma ganti itu kan maksudnya kayak timbul masalahnya tuh cuma ganti itu dong.
That's the problem when I put the fertilizer. Before all good like this. All good,
Yeah.
don't have milking. When I put the taps.
Which tabs you used? Okay, but if you put quite a lot, that can cause it. But you need to test the water. What are your parameters, and then but water change will help because you can't take out the tabs easily. Right? They will all crush and melt. So I think do the water change, and that should help because Monte Carlo plant is really strong plant. It doesn't melt that easy. Right? So it must be a lot of.
How about the light? I need to put the strong light or for the mountain.
But light, you said so. Same light you're using, right? So you haven't changed the light, so it's all good. So Monte Carlo actually can grow in medium light too. It doesn't need a very high light. HC, the other plant needs quite high light. So, but Monte Carlo should be okay.
And one question.
Sorry.
How many times for one day? I put like a 5 hour enough for me.
Yeah, 5 hours enough.
5 hours enough.
Yeah. I know. I use 8 hours, but anywhere from 5 to 8 is good enough as long as you. It's more that you're consistent with your light, right? If your plants will adapt and say, 5 every day we are getting 5 hours, it's all good. Plants will adapt. They will grow obviously slow, but it's not a problem. 5 hours. Right? Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Just a little bit more. Yeah. I think it's okay. Yeah. Okay for today. Yeah. We'll tell them. Billy, if we can switch off the water, please. Yeah. I will switch off from here. Done. Yeah, I done that. I mean, if from the back. Yeah, my.
What's your opinion on tissue culture plants, pros and cons?
All right. The question is that what's my opinion on tissue culture plants, pros and cons? I think tissue culture plants are really good. The pros is that they don't have any kind of snails in it. When we buy plants from other hobbyists, you always get snails. The only problem that I find with tissue culture is compared to the immersed plants is that they can melt really easy. So you have to have a tank that is cycled. So have a cycle tank, and then you can use tissue culture perfectly fine. And obviously, tissue culture you can multiply plants or grow plants really quick. So yeah, there's no. I mean, here also Billy have. So in the Aquaristic, we have tissue culture plants available, and they are one of the best plants to most healthy plant to buy and put it in the tank. But I always try that my tank is cycled before I put tissue culture because they are a little bit weaker compared to the immersed grown plants. So immersed is the strongest plant that can come in your tank, right? Billy, I guess you agree with that. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have here a nice plant, Lobelia Cardinalis, and I will be using that also part of this tank just to create a different texture. And thanks Kevin to put it nicely planting them. So yeah, it's pretty easy if you're using tweezers. They are available again at Aquaristic. If you're starting into planting, you do use tweezers with fingers. It's really hard, and especially you will crush that clay-based substrate if you're using that. So what we have here. Yeah, I think we can use Lobelia. Or I have some more plants still here. So yeah, we have some Lindernia species variegated, very nice looking plant. Again, if you keep it trimmed, it can be used for small scapes too. So we will add that to this scape. So the way I'm planting is near the rocks. So I will plant it. I know this will grow a little bit taller, but if we keep it trimmed, it will look really nice.
Yeah. Square like depends on where you buy your product. Yeah, mine yeah. So I use that water. I don't actually. Yeah. I should say that. I've had some outside water. That doesn't do anything. Oh, yeah. They've been there for a week and a half. Oh, wow. The thing is, it's initially so I cross back with the CRS. Yes, that's why you can see it. Yeah. If you get fish that are pure weed, sometimes they're very weak. Okay. And then really they can very weak. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people cross them with yes, and then they cross back. Yeah, and they cross it into the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Billy, you can add fish to this tank?
It doesn't condition it. But not advisable.
I think fish we will not add straight away, obviously. But once tank is cycled, and the fish most probably we will go with the some might be cardinal tetra or neon tetra. It will look nice. School of fish look nice because once this is full, all your plants gonna be quite full at the back here. This will we will keep it trimmed here, but we have a lot of space. The way we designed it, it's a lot of space. You can put any fish that complements the size of the scape. I mean, it's just not good to put a massive big goldfish in there or some tetras in there. I mean, this tank is not made for them. Put a school of fish, which is more on based on tropical area, comes from tropical area. I would say any kind of tetras, rasboras, they will all look nice in there. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Kanu. Billy, you want to put filter soon or what's your plan? I will be pretty much done in next 10 minutes. So I'm adding a bit of hair grass vellum to give a nice, smooth edges to these rocks. Because in nature, grass is always around rocks. So learn from nature and plant in a similar way. And hair grass can easily grow in this sand also. They actually take over the tank pretty quick, so maintenance is required for hair grass to look really nice. So again, if you add hair grass at in between rocks, what you will find, you're giving more detail to your scape and it will look more natural. I think, Billy, we will not put these plants there enough. Once they're gonna bulk up, I think you will have quite a effort to maintain it otherwise. All right, I will get some.
Is that bad?
I just get my scissors, Billy, and then trim it a bit, then done. So what we're gonna do now is give it a little bit of shape. So I know these plants that I put in, I was gonna give it a little bit of trim so that when they grow next couple of days, when they stand up, looks pretty neat, and it follows the curve of the rock. So a little bit trim can be done to make the tank make the plants look perfect and follow the contours of this rock. So
So is it 3 or 4?
4.
that's it. So now we will let it grow for a couple of weeks and then we will trim and we will revisit. Let us see it. Billy, can I have a fishing net? Which one to use? Pick up that one?
Anything else for you?
Yeah, we were just thinking of using a couple of the shrimp as well. If that's okay.
Yeah. Which of the shrimp?
Just trying to decide.
We've got the cactus on the sides.
So after this, we will be installing OAC external filter. So Billy is just assembling it together, and after that, we will install it and switch it on. And also for CO2, we will use pressurized CO2 on this tank. The diffuser, Billy, which diffuser we are using? Neo? Are we using Neo diffusers? Or okay. So Neo is a pretty popular those diffusers nowadays. So we'll use that. They produce a really nice mist. So we'll add Neo diffuser on this tank. And again, Neo diffusers are on 15% discount. If you're watching this video, check the chat section, and that discount is available till midnight Tuesday.
Yeah. Those have like this much like you know, there's like
So we are installing now OAC Biomaster. It is Biomaster 250, I guess so. Yeah, man, we will have Aquaristic team live too. Which OAC is that? 250, that one? Yeah, so we'll be using OAC 250 and we're installing it now.
Check what's in there.
Dutch longer to Aquascape. Dutch is longer to Aquascape.
Not really. Dutch is longer to Aquascape, but I mean, if you have a bunch of plants, you can Aquascape pretty quickly. But Dutch need quite a lot of plants. Like here, we still, we had a heaps of plants, but once you see it now, it's still not fuller with plants, right? It will take time, 2 to 4 weeks. If you go with Dutch is mainly placing the plants in the right bunches. As long as you have a lot of
2 days still.
no, you don't need 2 days for that. Yeah, I mean for 2, 3. No, but we're not doing Dutch and natures.
Oh really?
We're doing a driftwood style. So there's quite a different style to that. Yeah. So we'll do with driftwood, some stones. We'll still use stem plants there, but with driftwood. So very heavily driftwood tank. So I don't want to do the same style. So I think that would be more interesting for everyone and for the audience. So that would be nice. So yeah, guys, after we install the filter, we'll be switch it on, and then after that we'll finish the live session. But yeah, keep watching, and also if you need any of the equipment related to brands, OEC, Neo Soils, CO2R, Jag Aquatics, Tropical Food, we have a 15% discount via Aquaristic till Tuesday midnight. So use that. That code is in the chat or on our Facebook group. So please utilize it because that's only for a few days. So we are switching on the OAC filter, and we will be installing also CO2, Neo CO2 diffuser, but after some time. All right, guys, we have done with this tank. We scaped it all, and the plants that we used here, again, for everyone to know, we used at the back Rotala green, and then red one is a Rotala blood red. Same is on the back right side. After that, we use in the front part or in the middle section, Lindonia species variegated. So this one is a Lindonia species variegated. Rotala. This one is Rotala Bonsai, and then Rotala blood red again, and this is Pogostemon erectus and hairgrass bellum. So once it grows in, so I'm expecting the stem plants to be covered like this, at the back, and we will trim it. So in a couple of weeks, we'll come back and see how this tank is looking like. The fertilizer that we'll be using is Complete Pro. So we'll be dosing 2 times a week according to the size of the tank. It's quite rich, so we'll go easy to start with, and then we will see how the stem plants are reacting. And also the lights that you see on the top are new Magic Mini. They are really strong lights, and we'll be using them on this tank. Again, they are all app controlled. They can be easily controlled by using an app, and we will showcase you guys this tank again in 2 to 3 weeks time, how it's all growing. And overall, really hope that you guys enjoyed this live session. I really enjoyed, with Aquaristic. A lot of people asked some nice questions, and hopefully you can go back in the video and look at the footage. And we'll do another session, another live session at Nature's Aquarium in Melbourne. Now that tank is even bigger. It's 6 foot tank, and it will be a natural scape using driftwood. So we'll be doing that next, and that will be another challenge. And hopefully, see you all guys there. And thanks for tuning in. And see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.